Welcome to Subramani. There are certain things which by giving up you can get more happiness than by keeping it to yourself. The first and the most important thing, which is one of the advantages of financial independence or an early retirement, is you do not need to please everybody around you. You literally get a choice of with whom to work, or what type of work to do, how much to do, how long to work. That means you get that kind of a freedom, what dress to wear and when to go and when to travel and all those things. So the first thing is you don't have to meet somebody every morning and say, oh, it's a pleasure meeting you, nice to see you. You don't need to do it at all. You just avoid those kind of people with whom you do not want to work. This is of course to do with being financially independent. If you're not financially independent, still try to cut off those people with whom you don't want to work. It's not so easy, but yeah, it is not impossible either. Then let go of the need to identify yourself with somebody, with what you do. Enough of our philosophies, or Hinduism or Jainism will keep telling you that you are the soul, not the body. So don't identify yourself as a chartered accountant, as a doctor, as an investment advisor, etc. And also in your own mind, don't identify yourself as a value investor, trader, deep value investor. Nothing, don't need to. You just be in the flow, right? So some days you're a deep value trader, someday you are a deep value investor, someday you just anything. You're the same soul which has chosen this body. That's about all. So don't get into trying to identify yourself with what you are doing. That is your profession. That's not you. Don't carry a visiting cards which says, oh, so and so is a financial planner, or the MFD as this is now supposed to be called. Don't do that. Yes, you have a card, you have to look for business and all, but don't identify too tightly into one small compartment that you don't know. How do you know whether you could have been a good doctor? Or if you're a doctor, how do you know you could not have been a good engineer or an astronaut, maybe a great travel writer or a food blogger? Any of those things, you didn't try. That's about all. So don't lock yourself into saying, I am this, so I can't do this. That's a mental trap into not doing things which you can actually do. Go and try doing 5 new things today. Try brushing your teeth with your left hand. Yeah, try something innovative, new, pleasurable, right? And your mind is another big problem of identifying you with only certain things. You cannot run fast, you cannot run slow, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Don't get your mind to trap you. Break all those shackles. So getting rid of all these negative thoughts created by your own mind. And also realize that if you won't laugh at the same joke more than once, why would you grieve for the same problem which you have had in the past? Don't play it back again and again and wallow in self-pity. That is for pigs to do in mud, right? So self-pity is very great. It will keep saying, yeah, if your father had only done this for you, if your grandfather had done this for you. Don't wallow in self-pity. Nobody in the world has time for self-pity. So break that shackle also. Get rid of things which you do not need in your life. Look at these books. How many of these books am I going to read? Okay, books are, we'll not talk about books because I am guilty. I must be having at least say 1,500 books here and more in other locations. So I'll not talk about books. Yes, it's my weakness. I think I have more books than what I can read for the rest of my life, even if I were to read all the 24 hours. So obviously all of us have some. Now similarly, if you have suits and shoes and shirts and formal trousers which you perhaps may not even exhaust in your lifetime, one good thing that this COVID has done, and of course one good thing about our country is there are enough people who can take it away. So just go give away 5 t-shirts, 5 formal shirts, 3 formal pants, 1 pair of shoes. See what happens. You actually get more pleasure out of giving away these things. Whatever I am enumerating today are things which if you do, you will lead to more happiness. Giving away things, giving away stuff is good. If you think you got some expensive stuff, sell it. If you think there are things which you can gift away to people, give it, but just get rid of all the clutter in your dining table, in your work table, in your wardrobe, in your shoe rack, everywhere, right? Get rid of, similarly get rid of people also. If there are people who are toxic, who are going to be of no great use, anyway you will have cut down communication with them. You may want to get out of groups which are very competitive, which you don't feel like being a part of, right? So just get out. Perfectly all right to get out of trade bodies, etc., which are there to say, if you do this you will increase your business, you will increase this. You don't want to. Maybe you've just gone down in the tube and said enough, right? So if you've said enough, behave like enough. Don't say enough and then look for something and say, oh, perhaps it was not enough, or it was enough in a wrong context. Don't chase. Whatever has to come to you will anyway come. So get rid of all the clutter around you. One very important thing, which is very difficult for people to believe, get rid of the need for security. If you're 55 years of age, or you're 50 years of age, or you're 60 years of age, God has provided enough for you anyway. You have enough. So forget the insecurity, forget what will happen to me, and if I lose the money, what will happen? If I lose this house, what will happen? Just let go. Nothing will happen. Only when you let go can you jump. Can you do bungee jumping while having your feet on the ground? You can't, right? You have to let go. And you are very confident that the rope there will sustain. I mean, what happens if the rope breaks? You die, but that's okay. That's a chance that you took, right? So give up the need for safety, security, being among known people. Go meet strangers. Nothing wrong with that also, right? Don't get into a trap of what you think you wanted to become and what you became. And this is a problem when you are in groups where they identify you right from your school friends and college friends and say, oh, he's so and so, this is what he's capable of doing. These are the same people who will say what you're not capable of doing also, right? So don't bother. Go create your own blog, create your music album, create your videos. Doesn't really matter. You just need to make a start. Let's then bother about it later. After doing all this, just think about how would life be if you were to start all over again. So think about all those things. Start writing memoirs, blog, whatever. Do things which are different from what you have always done. It's nice to be different and see how the whole thing is panning out, right? Thank you.